I decided not to do this video, but my know I'm there. If you will decide not to talk, I don't know what I say. Yeah? The way a man sometimes in the NDC what can want some see for them. They make it look as if they are angels. They make it look as if they're one bar benefit. They make it look as if they're when it comes to certain things within the governance system, they have actually not captured political power before. Why are they one a day? One a day. But you listen to the words of Fiifi Kwetey, it's like as if they are trying to mimic Dr. Mahama Dubamia. And my worry is this. If during your manifesto launch, it need to cite certain maybe woman, then it tells you there Dr. Mahmoud Bamia is actually on top. Until right now, no, with even their manifesto launch program, they are mentioning Dr. Mahmoud Bamia several times, which is not supposed to be so. But from me, I have to go to my family question. My brother share video, share. No business and video. Yeah, but check and again. Now, young call the manifesto launch of the NDC. They see as some crazy then after you are better check your comment section. Share. No business and video.
Now, when you take over a country and you cannot even acknowledge what you take over, you lie about the quality of the economy that you had made. Right from the word go, you are in difficulty. Now, so what I want to just close today to say is that our manifesto that we are presenting to you today, just as we have done in the past, is a manifesto that will be delivering to you promises and policies that we know are achievable. The things that we cannot do, we will not talk about. But what it is that we can do, we will elaborate today in order for the country to know the clear difference between the NDC and the NPP. The final thing I will say before I sit down is that no government is perfect, so we accept that mistakes can be made.
Hey! No, I want to Martini. Fiifi Kwetey. Martini.
Is that no government is perfect, so we accept that mistakes can be made.
Hey! Coming from the General Secretary. No. I can't believe this. Coming from the General Secretary of an opposition party. Fiifi Kwetey said that he understands who there it comes to difficult times, he understands that no government is perfect. If no government is perfect, then why are you criticizing and going against even the positives of a certain government? That is my worry. Because it looks like that so far NDC want to move on praising MPP in any way. But you see, this is one thing which I don't want to actually be delving into, because I wouldn't want to even do this video in the first instance. But my argument there, we have opinions, and I have to now come behind the camera to speak. If the General Secretary can say this same General Secretary says something about Dr. Mahmoud Bamia. This same one says something against free SHS. This same General Secretary, he criticized the very policies of the MPP as if that it will never see the light of day. But today, see. That is why, if it is an opinion, just express it and move forward. But you're there, our party or your project, then perhaps you are telling your people. But when they're speaking to the whole of the Ghanaian oil population, I don't think that some of these things is best for you. Not just this blunder, or something you're more of it. Now, Mamuko Chikakra. Now you're saying something in our name, we are not one by one.
And the NPP. The final thing I will say before I sit down is that no government is perfect, so we accept that mistakes can be made. But what you do when you are in government is to show the humility, which humility means that when you are charting a path and there is a problem, you should have the capacity to acknowledge it and be able to receive the feedback so that corrections can be made. The manifesto we are presenting today is by no means going to be a perfect manifesto. But one thing we can promise you is the humility of the leadership.
Hey, another one. Here, there. Right now, he has even given a general description of one Kasawan manifesto. See, I can be bold to tell you, before I would even listen to the words of the manifesto. Before I would listen to the points listed in the manifesto, I will know that from the get-go, there's a prescription for that particular manifesto that it is not perfect. And that is fine. Sabe, nothing is perfect. As said by the General Secretary, Fiifi Kwetey. Next thing, you don't want manifesto on your perfect. Then why is it there? The 2020 manifesto, the 2016 manifesto by the NDC, It included that they will pay assemblymen. To date, ever since our ban in 2013, they never paid a single assemblyman. But it was in. As far back as that time, it was in 2013. What's the Sawaba Benima? After 2008, what's the Sawaba Benima? They will start to pay assemblymen in trying to actualize local government. But to date, now they are telling you that their manifesto is not perfect. Mr. Kwate Obama or Tama Bisenidino. Tainidino. Ashafo woman yin tainidino. Bomazana share video ni share. No business anchor video because listen to some of the promises of World State. You listen to them and now you want to now put yourself in the position that inter Samia Warike Obotuma Yedi. And you look at their track record and none of them has been achieved. I will have to say this. Yes, the YAB. But I feel there's a to MPP. One MPP is far ahead. You look at the road system being constructed by the MPP. Oh yeah, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the Vice President, no, Nakasa the boss, not Don for His Excellency. You could see the just road system for Kwano is top notch. Everywhere, dualization from Kumasi to Accra, from a Himpa to a Himpa, it's everywhere. When it comes to tourism, we could see more than 2 million people. 2 million people just coming as tourists every quarter of the year. And this is a transformation. When it comes to certain things like infrastructure, a lot of them, roads, hospitals are being built. When it comes to ASOTEF, games before Mahama left the office, there were 3. Now we have 156 and still counting. Even in my own constituency, they are building a new one. So let me just tell you this. Some of the fantastic things being laid out in the manifesto, it can be found in the NPP manifesto. I have checked it, I have read it. But when I look at them, one is trying to bring a policy. One is trying to mimic the policy. And there was a 24-hour economy. Let them come and explain their 24-hour economy. What's Nanjata? They will bring lions and lionesses. No, we are for graduates from the university. Now we're training one to feed the lions and lionesses. And they put them in a farm. 24-hour economy. This was said by an NDC communicator. Now you're youth in Ghana. Now what I speak. So when I decide not to speak, now I see something like this. Now I want to speak. Now you are admitting that your manifesto is not perfect. Now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia listed the manifesto as bold solutions. Bold solutions. One come on your perfect. Also, they are bold solutions. Hi. That is Bamazana share video.
Humility of John Mahama, the humility of the people who are going to work with him, the humility of John Mahama, the humility. The manifesto we are presenting today is by no means going to be a perfect manifesto. But one thing we can promise you is the humility of the leadership, the humility of John Mahama, the humility of the people who are going to work with him to be able to say if there is a problem, we will be able to receive the necessary feedback and do the corrections in order to be able to deliver for the future. Unfortunately, we deal with people who, even when it is blatantly wrong, even when the vehicle is driving in the wrong direction, they are too proud, they are not humble enough, they are too arrogant to acknowledge it, and they continue driving in that same direction, refusing any feedback, refusing any constructive criticism. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to say more than this, but to simply establish to you that we are a party that makes every effort to establish every policy and every promise we make on sound principles. The principles of truth, the principles that our national anthem teaches us, that we need to cherish fearless honesty in all we do. It is only on the back of that honesty that we can truly have a nation that is truly great and strong. Thank you very much.
Wakasa, wakaninina, watutu ayampie nibi. But oka humility of the leadership of the NDC. I want to be corrected, and I stand to be corrected. So about the humility, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has actually shown that he's very, very humble. Now, you can say there, with your own opinion there, maybe due to 1 or 2 reasons, you would want to disagree. But if there is any precedent, so even when he goes to the chiefs, Obonima does not show a lot of respect to them. All chiefs, it is Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And I'm saying this because of what has come into the media, of what people around him have been able to to say. And even the NDC people have even said the same thing that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has actually shown humility above what they were expecting. Someone who was able to do his campaign by getting to the ground, the grassroots, and greeting them one after the other. Humility. Humility. Them Rabaya, Abirwabi, Akwadebi, Awo, Oye, Nemensim, baby, would get to see him and would get to tell him, please do this for us. This is what we are talking about. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is so humble to that point, and it is in a public space that he's so humble. That was the reason why the 24-hour economy, now they didn't know how to explain it, and now the media men realized that the 24-hour economy was not something they should concentrate on, and now they started to speak about Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. There was one particular video here. It was raining. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia fell in Sudimu could cheer an old man. Old man who realized that it was the vice president because, like I said, an old man. So definitely, when I realized that it was the president. I don't cheer anywhere, we are not crying now. Number from baby catching the hey, daddy, or vice president too. No, I bet Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. No sense, but old man, no sorry, son, catch before he could go. If a president can walk in water to show respect to old men and women, then which one are you telling me is humble? It is the same vice president. It's apart from some of the words from Moya and Nankasana boss and not Nankwa so bold enough during the COVID-19 time. There, we know we are in hard times. We are not in normal times. But also now, what the MPP knows how to do is to get the economy back on its feet. But what they cannot do is to get people back to life. And to date, end of the year, just yesterday, a man from UK, I have made this story. And right after this video, I'll recommend it. I would suggest it. You will see it and you click it. There was this white man from the UK. Now I'll compare Ghana to China. And we see the same dynamics of Ghana and China. Whilst Ghana and China are not the same. But the church from Ghana and China are almost the same. Telling you that before a country can be called a developed country, it's called a developing before it can become developed. So how come we are in that trajectory with China? A time will come. And when the son and Nana Dankwa he was actually a bold leader. A time will come. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will also be seen as someone who was also a bold leader and so humble. But when you compare some of the administrations in Mahama, we cannot say the same thing for former President John Dramani because there was doom so for more than 4 years. Over 4 years. Doom so. How do you want businesses to thrive? 4 years of doom so. In Nkrumah, Ghana. No. This can never be said anywhere. But was on a share video share. Now, Demra de be out no. I bring you nothing but the truth. I bring you facts back to back content. Now, but was on a share video share. Don't be so insane. Come here. We are share your comment section. But from Yafa, we do my from a I'm a crowd. Let's